The president's field trip to the Fed.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Schwab. Schwab offers investors choices like full-service wealth management, self-directed investing options, and trading on Thinkorswim. More at schwab.com.
I'm David Brancaccio in Los Angeles. President Trump is going over to America's central bank today. It's part of his campaign to pressure the Fed to lower interest rates. Marketplace's Nancy Marshall-Genzer has more.
It's highly unusual for a president to visit the Federal Reserve. Most stay away in a nod to Fed independence. But the president's schedule, released last night, shows Trump dropping in on the Fed at 4 p.m. Eastern today. There are no details on whether Trump will meet with Fed Chair Jerome Powell. But White House Deputy Chief of Staff James Blair said on X that he would be visiting the Fed construction site today. It's not clear if Trump will be joining the tour. Trump, Blair, and other administration officials have criticized Powell for cost overruns on the $2.5 billion renovation of two Fed buildings. President Trump has publicly mused about firing Powell. Yesterday, the president said the economy was strong, but people can't buy houses because of high interest rates. He wants a 3 percentage point cut. But the Fed lowers rates to stimulate a weak economy. Cutting them in a healthy economy could kindle inflation. Fed officials hold a 2-day meeting on interest rates next week. They're expected to leave rates unchanged. I'm Nancy Marshall-Genzer for Marketplace.
Markets S&P futures are a little changed now. NASDAQ futures up 0.3%. Tesla stock is down 6% in pre-market trading now after its quarterly profits missed expectations, with government environmental credits drying up and sales down. There's news Amazon has acquired a wearable tech company called Bee. Bee as in Stinger. Bee has a bracelet that can record and transcribe everything within earshot. The idea is for AI to make reminders and to-do lists for the wearer, like when your pal mentions the name of a good documentary film you want to remember later, say Francis Ford Coppola's The Conversation. Users could grant Amazon access to the data. What the law will eventually say about reasonable expectations of privacy in a world where AI is parsing all the audio will be a question we will follow.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Progressive Insurance. The Name Your Price tool provides a range of coverage options. Progressive.com. Price and coverage match limited by state law. And by Rubrik, dedicated to giving businesses the power to bounce back fast when cyber attacks target the cloud. More at Rubrik.com.
Happy 100th birthday to a research lab to which we owe much of modern life. Bell Labs, set up by the monopoly phone company of the day, AT&T, is now owned by Nokia. When I visited one of Bell Labs' locations in New Jersey a while back, they dug out of a drawer the very first OG prototype of their invention of the key building block of our digital age. I have to wear protective gloves, but I'm actually right now holding in my hand the first transistor, a cockeyed metal spring pushing a kind of arrowhead wrapped in gold foil down into a shard of germanium, the semiconductor, all that on top of a metal base. So the transistor, Bell Labs, also the laser, also the charged coupled device that became the digital camera, Telstar, the first satellite to beam television live from one continent to another. I spoke to Peter Vetter, current president of Bell Labs Core Research.
They started around the beginning of 1900 to losing out on competition through regional operators. They needed foundational research to achieve that hard problem of coast-to-coast communication. After 10 years of research, they got there and they realized this is the way. This is how they can remain a technology leader and transform their business.
There has to have been a culture there, though, of allowing the geniuses employed at Bell Labs to investigate things that may not have been fully focused on just telephones.
Indeed, there has always been the mindset of work on a real-world problem that solves a real human need with a demonstrable impact on society. A very important scientific example is in the process of creating the first Telstar satellite, they discovered a noise on the horn antenna that they could not explain. And they kept looking for it, and it was in all directions of the sky. And then digging deep enough, they discovered this is the cosmic background radiation that proved the Big Bang theory.
The reverberations of the universe tuned in by a big Bell Labs antenna over by New Jersey's Garden State Freeway. The recording from 1965 is almost comically subtle for something so cosmically significant.
This radiation comes from all directions and has a thermal spectrum. It sounds, therefore, very much like the noise you would hear on an FM set or a TV set which is tuned to an unused channel.
From the archive there, astronomer Bob Wilson, one of 10 Bell Labs researchers who went on to win Nobel Prizes. One set of innovations Bell Labs couldn't claim for decades: computers. AT&T was a monopoly phone company, and antitrust regulators wanted to reserve computer R&D for others. But with other Bell inventions that weren't specifically about improving the phone system, AT&T shared them out to the world, that transistor included.
This is indeed also part of the history of Bell Labs. If there is no home inside the company, we do enable also the incubation and spin-outs.
These days, under Nokia's management, Bell Labs has hubs from Finland to Cambridge, England to Shanghai, where researchers are, for instance, working on a piece of the burgeoning space economy, devising how to build wireless networks on the moon. Also, the lab's allowed to get into computers now, where researchers are looking at a quantum leap from zeros and ones into computer bits that can be both at the same time. Quantum bits, qubits.
We're very excited about our qubit, which is the equivalent of the transistor for the future quantum computer. The topological qubit that we work on for a useful quantum computer and do such things as future drug design, protein design, or solve any problem that is exponentially hard for a classical computer.
Peter Vetter, president of Nokia Bell Labs Core Research in this 100th anniversary year for the lab. Now, if you want to hear an amazing non-sound, go to marketplace.org in a little bit, where we recorded the popping of two balloons, a red one outside and a yellow balloon inside Bell Labs' famed anechoic chamber. It's very much a boom-bust versus thing. A boom-bust, popping a balloon in a room devoid of reverb sounds like a grape dropping onto a bedspread. Morning Report is from APM, American Public Media.